Hey YouTube, hope everyone's well. Um, gonna make a video today here talking about what's happening with the Jays. Crazy news today that they essentially let Vladdy walk. Um, now, you know, I am a Yankees fan. You know, grew up watching Donnie Baseball, Ricky Henderson, Dave Winfield, Dave Righetti. But at the same time, born and raised in Toronto, and did watch the Jays and obviously the Great World Series, which Ricky was part of that. So was Dave. But I do cheer on the Jays. And obviously we go to a lot of games, and you can see on this channel, obviously. Um, and obviously in recent years, for myself, obviously been thrilled with Aaron Judge. He's amazing. Love how he represents himself. But also on the Jays, we go to a lot of Jays games, and Vladimir Guerrero, is someone who frankly is face of the franchise. So I'm going to show you obviously some of your, just so you know some Vladdy, the updates, and the rookie. Topps Chrome. Bowman. But anyways, Vladdy heard the news today that they did not come to a deal. These are cards from I guess Jays that were popular. Growing up when I was growing up, Jose Canseco was actually one of my favorites of that era in terms of players overall. I know he's got a lot of obviously some baggage and stuff, but just from a pure baseball perspective, and I had the pleasure of actually meeting him and stuff. But I remember him as a J. He used to smash the homers. I think he went on the fifth deck. And rest in peace, rookie Joe, the famous home run. Junior Felix. He was a hot prospect when he came up. I remember. Um, Really hot start. Another one too. Jose Cruz Jr. We thought he was going to be the big one. I remember this card actually was really hyped back in the day. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about Vladdy here. So Jays are gonna roll the dice with. Oh, he's not coming back. He's not coming back. I hate to say it. Um, it's crazy because they offered. They went after Otani, and there was that whole fiasco. Um, and the city was really bummed out about that one. Like that was crazy. Then they went after Juan Soto. Okay, it wasn't as expected, but obviously people were still bummed out, right? Um, I'm bummed out as a Yankees fan too. But the crazy part is, so you got Santander, right? They let Romano go. They got Hoffman, but you would think the easiest target would be just to keep Vladdy. He's here. He's Canadian. He's born in Montreal. Um, I know he had, so if you looking back in our library, you'll see a lot of stuff, from the not from last year, but the year before. He didn't have the greatest year, right? He was frustrated. Um, I think maybe his weight got a little out of control. You could tell, obviously, but the year after, slimmed down. He had a slow start, but then he really started to hit. Right, so um, again, we got to watch him pretty closely. Uh, Now at the Dome as well. Apparently, Rogers spent, I think it was like $100 million into the stadium. Um, I don't know the economics of it, where how much they need to fill where it'll be profitable. I can tell you they're not filling that stadium often. Okay, um, maybe near the end of the year, the one year when they had the playoff run, but then they got blown out in Minnesota. We never got a playoff game back, which really sucked. But that year, but otherwise, the Rogers Stadium um, is not full most of the time. Okay, so I will say, and you know, um, just we get to the games, and yeah, we had seasons. We no longer have seasons, and I'll just say, and it's funny because again I'm a Yankees fan, but you know what? I don't mind supporting the Jays, right? Um, but I'll just say that in terms of the management of the Rogers Center, um, it's not it's not run the most efficiently, and I would just say there was a lot of issues that you would encounter, like even as a season's ticket holder, right? Now, again, I don't want to talk bad about the Blue Jays. I actually appreciate a lot of the things, that we can go and actually, film our. And the whole point of filming isn't like, you know, um, it's not like a monetary thing because we pay more for the tickets, frankly, and then it's just, quite frankly, we have a good time with it. I love actually, talking about what's actually happening. You know, um, I know it's silly. A lot of people think it's silly, but I do love baseball. It's my favorite sport. Even above hockey. Granted, hockey is amazing now. I just wish they would obviously get their house in order in terms of you know who to promote. But in terms of baseball, yeah, I do love it, right? So, but in terms of the management of the actual Rogers Center, you can see where operationally it's not the best. It could do better. The I know like they changed up the seats this year. Um, Frankly, folks, it's a cup holder, right? So like I get it. They're trying to make a big deal of it. Some of the measurements, the movements of the seats in the field, we didn't find much of a difference because we re-upped the year when they changed it, and we didn't find anything different, right? If anything, part of the left field corner was actually the view was now blocked off, right? So actually wasn't a plus for us, right? And then the ticket prices were increased a lot, right? So we had our issues there, but again, I don't want to make it. Every team has their issues and stuff like that. It's just that for us, we found a lot of time it's just things that were either we weren't doing right or staff weren't happy with us. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It has nothing to do with the filming. It's just you know I don't understand, right? Like we they had this like all you can eat popcorn bucket that you purchased at the beginning of the season, right? Obviously it's more expensive, but it saves you because you can always go and refill popcorn. But anyways, a lot of the staff wouldn't know what it is, and then have to explain it. And anyways, it just wasn't great. And that's at the season's ticket entrance. So so. But anyways, in terms of the reason why I'm actually talking about this is because I think it actually kind of relates through to the whole organization, right? And then them not signing Vladdy, it's gonna be a big problem because I'll tell you something. Before the games, we'd go there, right? And our tickets were by third base side, and you see the Jays warming up. You see Bo and Springer and etc. And you'd see the kids and everybody always saying hello, right? And they were there, and I get it. They're warming up and doing their stuff, but they would just be glancing, but they wouldn't really interact, right? Vladdy, okay, he would do his warm up. He'd always come over. Okay, this is almost every game. Okay, he'd come over and there'll be someone there, and they'd have like, I'd say, five baseballs, right? And what he would do is he'd look around, and it'd be actually pretty cool because he'd be pretty fair about things. Where he would actually start throwing balls out to the crowd, okay, and it'd be like some in like the 100, some in the 200s. He'd up to, and he'd throw to the 500s, which is a great thing because sometimes not everybody can afford the tickets to the 100s, right? And so it's good that he did that. And then sometimes he would see someone in a wheelchair or a kid, and he'd actually just run over to the net and just hand them the ball, right? Sometimes he'd sign it for them, which is so like nice guy, like I said, nice guy. Fans always support him at the Dome. Frankly, even when he was in a slump, kids would always be cheering for him. And by the way, one time I actually had a ball come over to me. So this one was thrown by Vladdy, not signed, nothing, it's not even a hit, not game used. But I just like it because it's just a cool thing to have, right? So I thank Vladdy there. But I can tell you that for the Dome, okay. No offense to Bo or Springer or Varsho or who else. Babe Schneider was really popular for a while. But I'll tell you something, the people who came to the stadium, it was for Vladdy, if not the other team. If it was like obviously if the judge is in town or Otani or Harper was another one, right? Players like that, right? Um, but I don't know. I don't understand why they haven't signed, like they didn't sign him. Should have been well worth the money. Even I guess Shapiro and Atkins want to value him now. Like I work in the finance industry, and I get when you're valuing an asset, you're going to value it as of its future cash flows as of today, right? But when you're buying something like that, like for instance, when I buy memorabilia, if something is really tough to get, right, rare, or I'm confident that is probably undervalued or going to be more valuable for what it is, right? Or I just want it, okay? You overpay, okay? You overpay, and that's it, right? Because you might not be able to get it back again, most likely. And I think that's what they did they messed up with Vladdy in that way, right? Like even some of the great Jays, like Guzman's great, Johnny Olerud, great average. Carlos Delgado was great, right? Ernie Witz, Tony Fernandez, okay, very underrated in today's game. He would be valued so much more. Cecil Fielder, he actually had a lot more success when he was gone. Jesse Barfield, great Blue Jay, one of the early superstars. This is 82 update. George Bell, my favorite Jay. MVP. He was the man early on for us as a minor league. Freddie McGriff, Hall of Famer, great player as well. Shaker Lloyd Mosby, Jack Morris, helped us win that title, or one of the titles. Pat Borders, great catcher for many years for the Jays. David Cohn, one of the assassins that came over as well. Great pitcher. Dave Stewart came on as well. Great Oakland A. Dave Steeb. He was the man early on. Paul Molitor, one of the assassins as well that came over. Dave Winfield. Great Yankee too. Pat Hankin. He was a great pitcher. I think history underrates him. Todd Stoudemire. I just remember a lot in the Jays. I guess my favorite pitcher, granted I am tied, I guess, with Mr. Roy Halladay. Oh, I didn't include Mr. Halladay here. But these are Jimmy. But anyways, I gotta get my Halladay too. But Anyways, that's my Jay stuff. I think the Jays screwed up majorly. He's not coming back. Bo's not coming back. I saw him play last year. He really didn't care. I don't know what was going on, but I don't think he's coming back either. Jays are in big trouble. Rogers, you think you're gonna be able to sell out that stadium, or even moderately have a lot of many people come and pay? You're gonna have a hard time without Mr. Guerrero there, unless you're planning to sign somebody or trade for somebody huge. But Vladdy was, I'll tell you something, he was very special with the crowd. He had that connection with the crowd, with the kids. Big mistake. Anyways, folks, I'm in Toronto. We're in a snowstorm. We're digging out of it. Wherever you are, if it's cold, stay warm. If it's warm, stay warm as well. Thanks for watching.